Welcome back to Old Penny Worth Most Valuable, the channel where we dig deep into the coins most people overlook. The pennies, hiding in plain sight that turn out to be worth more than houses, more than cars, more than most people earn in a lifetime. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now because every single video on this channel could be the one that changes everything for you. We cover rare coins, grabbing insights, auction records, and the stories behind. The most valuable currency in American history. This is not just coin collecting, this is treasure hunting, and today we have two coins that deserve every second of your attention. Coin number 1. The 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny, the last copper cent before America went to war. Opening hook. Sometimes the most important treasures aren't the rarest coins. They're the coins that witnessed history. And few American coins witnessed a more dramatic moment than the 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny. At first glance, it looks ordinary. A small copper cent. Abraham Lincoln on the front. 2 wheat stalks on the reverse. Nothing flashy. Nothing unusual. But this coin was struck during one of the most critical years in American history. America had just entered World War II. Factories were transforming into wartime production centers. Millions of young Americans were heading overseas. And the United States Mint was preparing for one of the biggest composition changes ever made to an American coin. The 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny would become the final full year of the traditional bronze cent before the famous steel cents of 1943 appeared. Today, collectors search for high-grade examples, scarce varieties, and historic survivors that connect directly to one of the most important periods in U.S. history. And before this video ends, you'll understand why one seemingly common penny from 1942 continues to attract collectors more than 80 years later. Historical background. The year was 1942. Only weeks earlier, the attack on Pearl Harbor had changed America forever. The United States had entered World War II. Factories across the nation shifted toward military production. Copper, nickel, rubber, and steel became strategic wartime materials. Every resource mattered. Every pound of metal mattered. The Lincoln cent was still being struck in its traditional bronze alloy, consisting of approximately 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. But government officials already knew changes were coming. Military demand for copper was increasing rapidly. The mint began exploring alternatives. Within a year, the famous 1943 steel cent would replace the traditional bronze composition. That means every 1942 wheat penny represents the end of an era. It was one of the last bronze Lincoln cents produced before wartime necessity changed American coinage forever. But the next discovery is even more surprising. Coin SBCIFICATONS. The 1942 Philadelphia Lincoln Wheat Penny carries no mint mark. It was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Official specifications include weight 3.11 grams, diameter 19 millimeters, composition 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc. Designer Victor David Brenner. Series Lincoln Wheat Cent. Mintage more than 657 million pieces. The obverse features Abraham Lincoln facing right. Above him appears the motto, "In God we trust." Liberty appears to the left. The date 1942 appears on the right. The reverse displays the classic wheatier design that gave the series its famous nickname. Visual inspection guide. Imagine holding a freshly discovered 1942 wheat penny. The first thing you'll notice is its rich copper color. Depending on storage conditions, the coin may appear red, red-brown, or brown. Collectors often describe original mint-red examples as glowing under light. Look carefully at Lincoln's cheek. Examine his jawline. Study the hair above the ear. These areas show wear first. On the reverse, inspect the wheat stalks. Sharp wheat lines usually indicate stronger preservation. Also check the fields. Cleaning hairlines often appear as thin scratches moving in the same direction. Most people never notice these details. Experienced collectors notice them immediately. And that's where things become interesting. Collector demand. Why do collectors pursue the 1942 wheat penny? The answer is history. This coin represents America's transition into wartime production. Millions were produced. Yet truly pristine examples remain surprisingly difficult to locate. Most entered circulation immediately. Many saw decades of use. Many were cleaned. Many were damaged. Many disappeared entirely. Today, collectors compete for examples with original surfaces, strong luster, and minimal marks. Registry set collectors especially seek high-grade certified coins. The finest survivors can command significant premiums compared to ordinary circulated examples. Errors and VOATIS. Now we reach the section treasure hunters love most. Documented varieties exist for the 1942 Lincoln cent. Collectors search for double die obverse varieties, repunched mint mark varieties on Denver and San Francisco issues, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, die cracks, struck through errors, wrong planchet errors. One of the most famous areas of interest involves double dies. Under magnification, certain letters and numbers may show noticeable doubling. Collectors carefully inspect. Liberty. In God we trust. The date. Most people never notice this tiny detail. Collectors know exactly what they are looking for. Authentication is critical because machine doubling can sometimes be mistaken for a true double die. No documented evidence currently confirms any major transitional steel 1942 cent variety equivalent in fame to the legendary 1943 copper cent. Always verify extraordinary claims through professional authentication. GIDING section. Condition changes everything. Professional grading services such as PCGS, NGC, evaluate coins on a numerical scale. A heavily worn coin may grade fine or very fine. A lightly circulated example may grade about uncirculated. Mint state examples receive grades from MS60 through MS70. The most desirable pieces often display strong strike quality, original luster, minimal contact marks, excellent eye appeal. High-grade red examples command the strongest collector demand. Auction analysis. Most circulated 1942 Philadelphia wheat pennies remain affordable collector coins. However, values increase dramatically as condition improves. Certified mint, state red examples frequently sell for substantial premiums. Top population examples have realized thousands of dollars at major auctions. Actual values depend heavily on grade, color designation, surface preservation, market demand, auction venue. Collectors should always consult recent heritage auctions, great collections, and Stack's Bowers sales records before determining value. Authentication guide. If you believe you have a valuable 1942 wheat penny, never clean it. Verify the date carefully. Confirm there is no mint mark beneath the date. Weigh the coin. A genuine bronze cent should weigh approximately 3.11 grams. Use magnification to inspect for varieties. Compare with verified reference photographs. Handle only by the edges. Store in inert holders designed for coins. Consider PCGS or NGC certification for high-grade or unusual examples. Selling guide. If your coin appears valuable, research comparable certified sales. Consider heritage auctions. Consider great collections. Consider Stack's Bowers. Attend major coin shows. Consult reputable dealers. Certified examples generally attract stronger buyer confidence than raw coins. Conclusion. The 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny is more than a 1-cent coin. It is a survivor from one of the most important years in American history. It represents the final chapter of the traditional bronze cent before wartime demands transformed U.S. coinage. Valuable discoveries still happen. Knowledge creates opportunity. History survives through coins. Every collection deserves a second look. Before you put away your coin album tonight, check your wheat pennies one more time. Look at the dates. Look at the details. Look at the history in your hands. Because one overlooked coin can completely change how you see your collection forever. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, comment, and share your discoveries below. And most importantly, keep searching. Next up. Coin information. Coin name, 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny. Year 1944. Mint mark, no mint mark, Philadelphia Mint. Series, Lincoln Wheat Cent. Composition, 95% copper, 5% zinc, and tin, wartime shell case al. Target audience, coin collectors, treasure hunters, coin investors, history enthusiasts, auction followers. Script length, 40006,000 words. Style, dramatic, cinematic, suspenseful, educational, documentary, narrative, high-retention storytelling, auction-focused, historically accurate, fact-based. Fact-checking, mintages. Before writing. Verify mintage figures, verify documented varieties, verify documented mint errors, verify auction records, verify PCGS information, verify NGC information, verify historical context, never invent values, never invent auction results, never invent population data, never invent mint errors. If information cannot be verified, clearly state. No documented evidence currently confirms this claim. Opening hook. Begin with a powerful opening that creates immediate curiosity. Example tone. Some treasures aren't hidden in vaults. They're hiding in forgotten jars, old albums, and drawers across America. Create urgency and excitement while remaining truthful. Introduction. Explain why the 1944 wheat penny is important, why collectors search for it, why millions still exist, why certain examples are worth significantly more than others, why viewers should check their collections immediately. Historical background. Tell the story of America in 1944. Include World War II, Allied invasion of Europe, wartime manufacturing, copper shortages, the transition from 1943 steel cents, why 1944 cents was struck using recycled wartime shell casings. Present the information like a documentary. Coin SBCIFICATONS. Naturally explain. Designer Victor David Brenner. Weight 3.11 grams. Diameter 19. Composition, edge type, obverse design, reverse design, mint mark location, Philadelphia production figures. Blend facts into storytelling rather than listing them mechanically. Visual inspection guide. Describe the coin as though the viewer is holding it. Discuss. Lincoln portrait, wheat ears, date location, mint mark area, color, red, brown designations, luster, strike quality, tunning, wear patterns, surface preservation. Make the coin feel alive. Collector demand section. Explain why collectors seek this coin, registry set demand, historical significance, condition rarity, survival estimates, high-grade scarcity, market demand. Create excitement around exceptional examples. Documented errors and VAOETIS. Research and explain only documented examples such as 1944 steel cent transitional error, double die varieties, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, die cracks, struck through errors, wrong planchet errors. For each variety explain how it happened, how to identify it, how rare it is, verified value ranges, known auction appearances. Use suspenseful transitions such as most people never notice this tiny detail. This is where things become interesting. The next discovery changes everything. GIDING section. Explain. PCGS grading standards, NGC grading standards, mint state grades, MS63, MS64, MS65, MS66, MS67 and above, eye appeal, strike quality, luster quality, surface preservation. Explain why condition dramatically affects value. Auction analysis. Provide verified market information for circulated examples, about uncirculated examples, mint state examples, red examples, error examples, finest known examples. For major sales include auction company, grade, sale date, realized price, certification information when available. Authentication guide. Explain how to verify the date, how to identify the absence of a mint mark, how to test for steel transitional errors, why magnet testing matters, why cleaning is harmful, proper handling methods, proper storage methods, when to submit to PCGS, when to submit to NGC. Selling guide. Discuss. Heritage auctions, great collections, stacks bowers, coin dealers, coin shows, online marketplaces. Explain how collectors should compare recent sales before selling. Emotional storytelling. Throughout the script, repeatedly create hidden treasure excitement, discovery moments, historical mystery, auction drama, collector competition, fear of overlooking value, unexpected findings. Encourage viewers to search coin albums, old jars, estate collections, family inheritances, safe deposit boxes, coin folders. Cliffhanger TONS. End major sections with. But the next discovery is even more surprising. What happened next stunned collectors. The real treasure may still be ahead. Conclusion. Finish with a powerful reminder. Valuable discoveries still happen. Knowledge creates opportunity. History survives through coins. Every collection deserves a second look. One overlooked coin can change how someone views their entire collection. End with a strong call to action. Like, subscribe, comment, share your discoveries, keep searching, because the next rare coin could already be waiting in your collection.